Brian or John. Never know which. I never know which to call him. Went to school with his dad. I know what to call him, but I'm not going to say it tonight. But anyhow, here.
Good evening. Thank y'all for coming out. I don't have a long speech. I'm not a speech maker. My name's John Brian Beadle. My wife and I, Delana, live up here in Weaver. Building a house. We got a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old. Go to South Tilla schools down here. For about the last 17 years, I've worked for Dallas County. 12 years at the constable's office. It's the only law enforcement job I've ever had. I'm an advanced peace officer. My license should be in any day. 4 steps. You have a master, advanced. I'm on the 2nd level. A little over 1,071 hours of training. And also the volunteer fire chief here in South Tilla, which I'm glad Trey in Dutch answered that call earlier so I could be here. I spend a lot of time on the road, back and forth. It's hard when you got 2 boys. And Larry said he was going to quit, retire. That's when I decided to run. I've worked every aspect of the constable's officer, from civil to warrants, seizing property, seizing cars, working the warrants. I mean, there's 12 years in Dallas. I kind of look at it, and the best way I can explain it is you're a doctor, you go to med school. What's the first thing you do? You go to a big city. You get your experience. Once you get that experience, you come home, open a family practice. Basically, that's what I'm doing. I want to be home. It's a prestigious job in my mind. There's less than 800 constables in the state of Texas. I hold that very high. It's about integrity, knowledge, and experience. That's what I'm basing on the back of my card. I've worked the papers. I know the system. I can help you walk through it. You can't give legal advice when you're a constable. You have to serve the process, whatever the process may be. But there again, you can't just drop a paper on somebody and walk away. You need to be able to tell them how the system works, what to do, what your steps are. I've done that my entire career. I got a pretty good reputation in Dallas for doing that. I don't just sling a paper on you and walk away. Working these papers is very strict set of rules from the state. You have guidelines you go by. You violate that guideline or you do it the wrong way, it falls back on the county and you as constable, which costs you, the taxpayer. Never had that happen. Main responsibility of the constables, take care of the JP, just like Bill said. You're the first line of law enforcement for the county, for the individuals. And the warrants, to me, is a big deal. You get a lot of people who get traffic tickets out here on the interstate that are local folks. And it seems that it goes through the JP system and winds up at the sheriff's office. It always happens at the worst time. I worked warrants for 6 years in Dallas. I can't tell you the number of people that I arrested. They were on the way to a funeral. They was on the way to the hospital, their daughter having a kid, stuff like that, that they just forgot about it. One of the things I want to do in the office is contact those people before that warrant goes out, before it goes over to regional. That warrant doesn't say you can if you want to. It says you shall arrest. That's a hard thing to do. A hard thing to do. But if you can catch that warrant and work that warrant, give that person a call before it actually goes to regional, where that sheriff's deputy at midnight or that PD or DPS trooper out there on the interstate stops you when you're on the way, because it's going to happen at the worst time. 2 o'clock in the morning, you get a call, your relative's in the hospital. You forgot about a traffic ticket you got 6 months ago. Come out of Ronnie Glossop court. That DPS trooper don't know you. you're running 15 miles an hour over the speed limit, guess what? You're going to jail. I'd like to get that warrant, call you, hey, by Friday, can you get up here and take care of this? Make some arrangements. This county, I was born here. My dad was in the military for 30 years. I didn't get to grow up here. We made it back every chance we got. I ain't going nowhere. Most of you know I'm building a house up here. I'm gonna be here. I wanna work here. I'd like to serve you. I've got a wealth of experience. Served over 2,900 papers last year. There ain't much that can come through that office that I hadn't had a taste of before. All I'm asking is, if it is in fact April 3rd, you give me a shot, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Just a minute, John. Bill, if we'll come back up. If y'all got a question for either one of these gentlemen, I may have got you up here. But I guess y'all told them everything they wanted to know.
I'll just say one thing is that we're running a campaign, a clean campaign. We shook hands at the beginning and said that was what we were going to do, and
We're either going to win it right or we ain't going to win it at all.
Well,
either way, you'll have a good constitution.
that's what you have in these Republican primaries, unless you're Newt or Romney or somebody like that, and then you're not necessarily clean then. Before I have the other speakers here, I'd like to recognize tonight Vicki Slayton. Vicki is our SREC. Vicki, if you will, stand up, please. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the party hierarchy, she's a state committee person. We have, how many SREs? 30, what is it, 32? Okay, it's 2 for every Senate district. Yeah. Anyhow, John Cook is our other SREC, and of course most of you know John. Anyhow, we're really proud she's down there. These SRECs, bless their hearts, they work themselves to death. They go to Austin. They go to Austin on their own dime. It costs a lot of money to be an SREC. The reason I'll never be one, probably. But they do a lot of volunteer work for the party, and without them, the party just wouldn't operate without them. And we really do appreciate you and appreciate you coming down here and being a part of this tonight. The next, we're going to have our Commissioner Precinct 3. We've got 3 gentlemen running. We've got Alan Screws, Danny Christenberry, and Wade Bartley. And which one of you guys wants to come first? I don't care which one comes out of the chute first. It's all right with me. Alan jumped up, so I guess he's going to get it first. Here.
Good evening. I'm Alan Screws, and I'm running for the Hopkins County Commissioner of Precinct 3. I'd like to thank the South Tiller community for hosting this month's Republican Party meeting. I'm a lifelong Hopkins County resident, and I'm a lifelong Republican. I was raised on a dairy in Pine Forest between Greenwood and Pine Forest, where we still live today. I graduated from Commmissioner High School in 1983, and I received a bachelor's degree in animal science with a minor in business administration from Texas A&M Commerce. After graduation, I joined my father in the family dairy business, making me the 4th generation to dairy in our family. In 2007, after many years of dairying, my dad was ready to retire, and I decided to move on to another business. My wife, Kim, and I became co-owners of Pizza Inn in Sulphur Springs. Kim and I have been happily married for 20 years. We have 4 wonderful children and 1 granddaughter. For the past 14 years, our family and friends have served the community with the North Pole of Texas. Our first year in operation, 200 people came to ride our Christmas train. This past year, over 10,000 people came to ride. We do this to remind everyone that Christmas is a time to celebrate the birth of Jesus. Many people have asked me why I'm running for commissioner. I see this as another opportunity to serve you, the people of Hopkins County. My family roots go deep in this county, and I have a burning desire in my heart to see the people of Hopkins County prosper. In 2009, Don Patterson asked me to represent Precinct 3 on the Hopkins County Civic Center Board. During these 2 years, I've gained experience and knowledge into how our government operates. Our board has continuously worked with the Civic Center manager, the commissioners, and the county judge to find a way to lower the amount of your tax dollars that it takes to operate that facility. I'm pleased to report to you that we were able to reduce your tax burden to the Civic Center by 30% over this next fiscal year. Another area where we can become more efficient and save tax dollars is in the area of road building. Over this past year, our commissioners have been working together by sharing equipment and labor to start chip sealing some of our county roads. I'm in full support of this concept because it reduces the amount of duplicated equipment that our county must purchase and maintain. Don has done a great job of improving the condition of our roads in Precinct 3 over the past several years. I will continue to make improvements to these roads. I'm equally committed to support our Sheriff's Department, Fire Department, both county and volunteer. Over the past 25 years, I've learned to manage my own business while working within a limited budget. As your commissioner, I will use this experience to manage your tax dollars wisely. With every decision I make, I will ask the question, is this in the best interest of the people that I serve? Once again, I'm Alan Screws, and I'm asking you for your vote for Commissioner of Precinct 3 in the Republican primary, April the 3rd. Thank you.
Okay, Wade, I've seen you about to hop out of your chair a while ago, so I'll let you go next, and then Danny, you be ready then. And, then if y'all got any questions, we'll let you ask them.
Thank you, Donnie. I'd like to give my thanks tonight to the South Taylor community for opening their community center for this meeting. And I feel like I'm a blessed man to be able to live in this county so that we can come together like this and have these meetings. I'm a 5th generation Hopkins County native. My family and I have lived in Hopkins County, Precinct 3, all of our lives. My wife, Jan, back there, we have 2 lovely children, Clay and Kara, and 6 fantastic grandchildren who all still live in Hopkins County. Jan and I attend Hopkins County. We attend Shannon Oaks Church in Sulphur Springs and have for over 30 years. I believe God's our creator and Jesus is our Savior. I believe in the Second Amendment too. I think the experiences I've had in my life has prepared me for this moment in my life. There's been challenges, and I think that serving as a commissioner for your precinct number 3 will be a challenge. I graduated in '68 in Sulphur Springs high schools, started my own dairy business at that time, and I was in the dairy business for 23 years. During that time, I got active in the Sulphur Springs Young Farmer chapter, which was one of the oldest chapters in the state. I had the privilege to serve 2 years as president of the Young Farmer chapter. I also had the opportunity to serve on the Hopkins County Chamber of Commerce directors, the Hopkins County Farm Bureau Board of Directors, the Fall Festival Board, and the Hopkins County Feed and Forage Lab. All during the time when I was still in the dairy business. In 1981, I went back to school to get my real estate license. As time goes on, I thought when I got in the dairy business, all I ever wanted to do was milk cows all my life. But as we grow in life, our interests changed, and so I got into the real estate business, working part-time while still in the dairy business. And I worked for over 18 years with Watson Real Estate Company in Sulphur Springs. Now I work with an independent broker, Mr. Doyle McKenzie, who's here tonight. Doyle and I work together marketing real estate through the auction method of marketing. And Doyle has recently retired from the banking industry, and he's going to come in and spend more time with me now working in the auction business, so that's going to relieve a little bit of my time, I hope.